Bloomburrow brings a bunch of adorable animal types into one Magic set, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about what to expect from them. Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast. And Bloomburrow is a world where everybody is an animal. Even if you visit from off-plane, like Raul Zarek, you become one. What a cute little otter. But while there are a wide array of types in the set that get less focused, like weasels and possums and elk, you've had your time in the sun already with Oko, alright? We wanted to pick some to focus on to build out creature type matters and to populate the majority of the set. So how many should we do? Well, one thing that we found is that Magic works really well with increments of 5. It's because of our color system. It's a natural way to divide up things, whether 5 colors, or 5 clans, or 10 guilds. It just tends to fit in and work out in an easily understood way. There are exceptions, like in Ixalan with its 4 main creature types, but even then, I would call that experiment maybe more confusing than helpful. We had to split colors in a strange way, and even then, some people still ask where the 5th type was. Anyway, with Bloomburrow, we stuck to that rule of 5. In this case, doing 10 and mapping them to each of the 2-color pairs. That just made a lot of sense. Every 2-color pairing would have its own defined type to look for, and what goes right along with a type, a gameplay style and theme. So every type also gets its own dedicated way to play, letting each one have its own mechanical direction. In a way, this reminds me of original Innistrad. Vampires want to hit your opponent, which just makes sense for vampires. Werewolves transform? Same deal. It's a natural blending of flavor and function. So what are the 10 types and what are they focused on? Let me run you through them. Blue white are birds, and as you might expect, birds fly. What you might expect less is that they like hanging out with non-flying creatures to boost them up. It's a real team up as they pick up creatures and help them out. Go birds! Blue-black are rats, and these tricksters are trying to fill up their own graveyard to turn on threshold abilities. Yes, the Odyssey mechanic is back and in use for rats here. Black-red are lizards who just like your opponent's losing life. If you can just push an attacker through or find another way to make them lose life, it turns on your cards. Red-green are raccoons who have a new mechanic at their behest, expend. This mechanic wants you to spend a certain amount of mana in a single turn, and in the main set, every expend card but one rare, Moira, Trash Tactician, cares about expending 4. So you can pretty much just lock in the number 4 for expend in your mind. So there are lots of ways to get expend rolling. Green-white are the rabbits, and as you might expect, there are a lot of them, which is why these little critters are all about going wide and getting as many creatures on the battlefield as you can. White-black are bats. These want you to gain life or lose life on your turn. It's like a classic life gain deck with a little twist because you can also pay life or do similar things to turn them on. Black-green are squirrels who are stashing away things for winter with forage. This brand new mechanic cares about food and cards in graveyard, which are the 2 things squirrels focus on doing here. It's a real unique combination that doesn't make sense in isolation, but once you know it's about squirrels, it fits perfectly. I love mechanics like that. Green-blue are frogs, and these creatures are leapfrogging around because they want to re-enter the battlefield. Whether by blinking or returning to your hand, they hop out of play and back in to trigger enters effects. Blue-red are otters, who are about non-creature spells and prowess. They make for your classic kind of spellslinger strategy. And finally, red-white are the mighty mice who have another new keyword, Valiant. This twist on heroic includes abilities and just triggers once a turn, so it's about using them turn over turn instead of going all in with a bunch of spells in a single turn. So those are your 10 primary types of Bloomburrow. Now, if you want to remember those at any point, you can always look at the gold cards for help, or another sneaky cheat is to look at the uncommon village cycle. Each of these is built to care about the 4 types that color has color pairs for. That means you can use the overlap to identify the type of its color pair. What do I mean? Well, for example, if you look at Lupinflower Village and Lilypad Village, the repeated type between the 2 is bird, which means that the blue-white archetype is birds. Just a fun little trick for you. Okay, so which of these 10 types in Bloomburrow are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll talk to you more about Bloomburrow soon, but until then, may you have fun reading the previews for your favorite types. You got this! Thin wafers with syrupy goodness between each bite, yum. And this got immortalized in the playtest card bag of Stroopwafels, which lets you keep eating them for cards and life. Delicious. And unlike real life, there's no drawback for eating the full bag. Amsterdam is known for biking, with bikes all over the city. So here's a nice leisure bicycle, hop on one,